You guys have been more than patient. Well, at least some of you have. But after several holdups and complications that has basically just been life for all of us lately, the much anticipated and long awaited POF Rogue video is finally here. In a glass half full sense, while you've been waiting for this review, we've got to put a ton of rounds through the Rogue, try it in a few different configurations, and really run it through its paces to give you an accurate depiction of what it would be like if you decide to add one of these to your collection. When we reviewed the POF Revolution a while back, we said it was a nearly perfect do-all rifle. It's compact, lightweight, accurate, all while still delivering the very effective and capable .308 round. While the Revolution accomplished all that, the Rogue actually betters the Revolution in a couple key areas. In a nutshell, what is a Rogue? Well, it's a lighter weight, more affordable version of the POF Revolution, making this extremely innovative firearm more obtainable to more people, while still retaining most of what makes the Revolution so revolutionary. In case you're just now hearing about POF, the Revolution, and now the Rogue, we've got to get you up to speed. I'm going to make this somewhat abbreviated, so if you are just becoming familiar with this system, I highly recommend that you go back and watch all of our videos that we've done on the POF Revolution. The one thing that some people have the hardest time grasping is the Revolution, and now the Rogue, is an AR-15 that shoots .308. It is not an AR-10. Let me say that again. The Revolution is an AR-15 chambered in .308 and not an AR-10. This sits on the exact same frame as your 5.56. I think there are a lot of people that don't understand that an AR-10 is actually a much larger version of the AR-15. It's bigger, blown up, you might say bloated, and doesn't have the compact, great feel that many of us have come to love from the AR-15. I have a dark secret that I have been keeping from you all in the past videos. I didn't own a true AR-10, but I solved that problem recently, and now I can show you the size difference, and here are some comparisons with a Rogue and a true AR-10. I know you're thinking what POF has done is impossible. I think they'd argue it's just revolutionary. But this is a radical change in the whole notion of what is capable. The term game changer gets so overused, but that's exactly what this is. You get the power and range of the .308 in the compact size of the AR-15 that we all love. Of course, some minor changes needed to be made to make the AR-15 platform accommodate the SR-25 .308 magazines. First off, the most notable thing differing a Rogue from a normal AR is the greatly enlarged magazine well to accommodate those .308 magazines. Yet the takedown pin placement remains the same as a normal AR-15. The trigger has been moved ever so slightly to the back, and the safety has been moved back as well. You can see how close it now sits to the rear takedown pin. Have no fear, the Rogue maintains the same superior ergonomics because POF cleverly slightly moved back the grip as well to maintain the exact same relationship between the grip and the safety. POF has also come up with their own end plate that is slightly lengthened to accommodate the grip being moved back and has a QD mount on it. I do want to point out before we get too far along in this journey that I did make one key improvement to my Rogue. As this is kind of a gun without all the features of the Revolution series, I added an adjustable gas block, the Dictator, because I knew I would be suppressing the Rogue, and this will let me tune my action. Since we already brought it up, let's look at what makes the Rogue different from the Revolution. The first thing and the biggest change is the cast receiver set. This set is lighter and cheaper to make than the billet receiver set on the Revolution, and POF passes those savings on to the consumer. The rest is basically a series of bells and whistles on the Revolution that have been omitted on the Rogue. As we already pointed out, a stock Rogue will not have an adjustable gas block. Also, the ambidextrous controls and bolt hold open from the Revolution are also missing on the Rogue. Now that may sound pretty stripped down, but let's talk about what you do get. Most importantly, you'll get all the superior ergonomics of an AR-15 with the power of the .308 round at more than half a pound lighter than the Revolution when compared to a comparable barreled Revolution. This 12.5-inch barrel pistol weighs in at only 5.6 pounds. So configured like this is a sub 6-pound AR-15 chambered in .308. Plus, YouTube really doesn't like when I talk about prices, but the Rogue is significantly cheaper than the Revolution, so you get a lot for your money. Also, if you're a guy who doesn't need all those extra bells and whistles, this gun is for you. I'd also like to point out the blatantly obvious, but if you're a hunter, this is also a pretty amazing setup. A lightweight AR-15 chambered in .308, don't know what more you could ask for. You'll still get some other amazing POF innovations like the E-squared chamber. They cut 4 very small grooves into the neck of the chamber. This vents just enough gas back to push the casing from the chamber so that you get true push-pull extraction. Not only will this simple innovation make some of the small parts on the system last longer, it will greatly increase reliability and longevity in the gun. You'll also get POF's oversized heatsink barrel nut to help dissipate the heat better, POF's bolt carrier with a roller cam pin to lower wear and tear on your upper, and the Micro B muzzle brake, which is a small but very effective muzzle brake. While you may consider the Rogue a stripped-down version of the Revolution, it is far from a stripped-down AR. It still has a lot of features that set this AR above much of what else is available out there. The Rogue also features a match-grade stainless steel barrel that we got some impressive accuracy out of and some impressive distance shooting even out of this 12-inch version. .300 yards was extremely easy with the Rogue, and everyone was also able to get some very effective hits all the way out to 700 yards. So whether you want the Rogue for hunting or self-defense with a .308 cartridge, you'll be easily able to reach out and get hits at some impressive distances.
Rogue shot. That is. You must hit on top of one of 10. To hit. Yep. Low right.
Like I said, we've been shooting the gun for a while, and I had it configured several different ways. The first optic we used on it was the Primary Arms GLX 2x Prism Scope. Think of this as a mini ACOG, which is one of my favorite close quarter type optics ever, at a price that is much easier to stomach. This thing worked great and lets you shoot close up and reach out a little bit, all in a nice compact package. Then we stepped it out a bit with the Vortex Razor Gen 3 1:10, and we already have a video on this scope. It is very impressive given its size, while a great all-around scope for a compact .308. It did have some slight shortcomings at 10 power and the fact that there is no parallax.
That is.
Currently, I have my Voodoo 1:6 on the Rogue, and this has been a great all-around optic for the Rogue. We primarily used 2 suppressors while shooting the Rogue. The first was the KGM R30, which we already have a video on. This is a great can that has low back pressure and actually helps mitigate recoil a bit. We also used the CGS Helios QD-TI a bit, and this can is nothing short of impressive. The weight, the performance, and the sound are next level, and we will have a full video on this can in the very near future. I want to say that other than when we were making adjustments to the gas block, we had 100% function out of the POF Rogue with a wide variety of .308 ammo. From cheap steel stuff all the way up to my favorite .308 match load, the Norma 168 grain, the POF Rogue has been extremely reliable for us in our testing. Shooting the Rogue is a pleasure. The recoil is very light and manageable given that this is a less than 6-pound gun shooting .308. I would recommend adding an adjustable gas block like the Dictator because that will let you further tailor the recoil and make suppressing this gun more enjoyable. As you saw, accuracy was very impressive, and while this is missing many of the bells and whistles from the Revolution series, I didn't find myself missing them as much as I thought I would. I actually think the lighter weight coupled with the lower price point makes this an extremely attractive offering for many people. Also, the fact that you have such a proven effective round as the .308 in a compact, comfortable package as the AR-15 makes this one of the most capable and handy guns ever made. When you think about it, you can use this gun for just about anything, from hunting to target shooting, or just an enjoyable day at the range. So I guess the big question is, would I take it over the Revolution? And initially, when I heard about the Rogue, my thoughts were, that's nice, but it's no Revolution. But after shooting it a lot and getting to spend some time with it, the decision is way closer than I ever imagined. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. We have some really big videos in the works that you won't want to miss. You want to know what those videos are way before they hit the YouTube channel? Check us out on Instagram and Facebook, and there you can see what's being reviewed in real time. If you like what you see here on the channel and want to help support Alabama Arsenal, the best possible way to do that is through Patreon. These videos can be surprisingly expensive to make, and every little bit is greatly appreciated. We also have Alabama Arsenal gear available right below the video if you want to go out and represent. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching.